About two TED Talks we talked about in class. These TED Talks talk about intellectual property in general. And the first TED Talk I'm going to be talking about is by Kirby Ferguson, entitled Embrace the Remix. So a quote from the talk really quickly. Kirby Ferguson states, American copyright and patent laws run counter to the notion that we build on the work of others. Instead, these laws and laws around the world use the rather awkward analogy of property. Creative works may indeed be kind of like property, but it's property that we're all building on. And so this innate notion that creativity in the art world is due to copying, mixing, and creation of new material runs in direct conflict with today's IP laws, according to Ferguson. I mean, fundamentally, he posits that if a patent is treated as a piece of property, creativity and the development of useful products that comes with the creativity is stifled by having to worry about lawsuits, infringements, legal fees, and the prospects of losing your entire life's work to somebody that simply thought of it before you. And this kind of notion of open innovation is kind of been backed, especially recently, and that allows kind of the separation of ideas and their judgments on the open market. So companies like Kickstarter, GoFundMe, and a thousand other platforms now exist to allow immediate judgment of product ideas. So the ability for you to remix, create, and copy other inventions and put them immediately out onto the market makes it such that the value of the product is not necessarily in the intellectual property, but actually what others think of the invention itself. So basically, the outside valuation of a product. What was kind of funny is that protection of these assets is crucially important to these small innovators because on Kickstarter you don't have multi-billion-dollar companies funding Kickstarters. You have one or two off kind of mom and pop shops that are trying to start their Kickstarters, or guys or girls that have really good ideas and just want to get it out there. But these are the people, paradoxically, that the patents help the most because it gives them the most protection, because the intellectual property of their idea is what needs to be out there in the open world to be remixed. But without the protection from stopping somebody at a larger company from just taking that product, copying it, and saying, it's mine now, there's really no reason for anybody on a small scale to give it out and put it out for public meaning. While in the art world, while in the media world, it's okay to say, I can remix, I can pull, I mix, because you're not creating a physical product. It's okay for you to say, it's okay, I don't have any intellectual property. But when you're creating a physical product, when you're creating something that is used by others, not just listened to or kind of consumed by others, but actually used by others, there's something very different about being able to say this is mine, and you can remix it, but at the end of the day, I have some right to it because I need to have protection for my own work, for my own work that needs to not be remixed because it's mine. Um, and so it's kind of funny that the as Ferguson talks about Jobs as multi-touch products now in iProducts everywhere, um, he kind of talks about how his remix of the publication of ideas in previous past that allows Jobs to do it. But if the patent system didn't exist, there would be nothing for Jobs to quote unquote remix to make into a new product, that multi-touch gesture piece. Um, so I guess in conclusion, while music has a very fundamentally different look on intellectual property, where artists are copying others, blending and fusing genres and time periods and beats to create new art, as he says, they also have to correspond to intellectual property laws. Music isn't patentable, it's only subject to copyright. Thus, the lockdown that intellectual property laws give to music is a lot less. And so there isn't a kind of uh, fundamental construct where people expect things to be patented, expect you to kind of uh, respect your own and to be able to remix. I feel like in the patent world, in the kind of more uh, protected world, if you say, look, I'm not gonna protect myself, somebody else is gonna come in and take it from you because there's nothing that says that this is yours. It's not like a sound when you play a trumpet. When Dizzy Gillespie plays a trumpet, everybody knows it's Dizzy Gillespie because he has a signature sound. Unfortunately, in products, it's really easy to just take it, slap a name on it, and call it yours. Because frankly, there's nothing like a signature sound in a product. So, those are two different ways that people look at intellectual property.